Greetings from your friendly neighborhood crystal lady. We've been talking about dogmatic principles. In our last video, we talked about cleansing your stones. This video, we're going to talk about the second most commonly asked question, and that is about charging stones. In the last video, I had mentioned about the molecular structure of the crystal, keeping the energy stable in the stone. And that's important to remember because the crystals are pretty hardy and they don't need as much care and maintenance as we tend to think they do. But again, remember, your thoughts matter. Your thoughts become beliefs. And all of that is part of your energetic mix. I say all that to remind you that we live in a vibrational universe and the universe is responding to your energy. You are the point of attraction, not the stones. They just help you manage your point of attraction. So what does all of this have to do with charging your stones? Well, let's say you're an energy worker and you use your crystals in healing sessions, or you're just working on yourself and you're trying to figure yourself out and you're relying heavily on your stones. You might sense a shift in the energy of the stone. Your perception of the crystal's energy may have changed. That doesn't necessarily mean the crystal's energy changed, but remember, it's your perception that matters most out of everything that we're talking about here. The point I'm trying to make is, do you have to regularly cleanse your stones? Do you have to schlep your whole collection out and put it in the moonlight every time there's a full moon? No, you do not have to do that. Unless you want to. Unless it does something for you. You don't have to do it, and you're not doing anything wrong if you don't do it, or if you do it regularly and you skip a moon cycle, or whatever ritual you do. It's all okay. It's perfectly fine. With that being said, there are various methods of charging your stones that you could do with only a few small rules. One, sunlight. If you choose to charge your stones in the sunlight, just be aware that certain stones will fade in the sunlight. Classic one, amethyst. But it takes a while. If you just set your amethyst, your beautifully pigmented amethyst, out in the sun for 5 minutes, it's not going to ruin it. But if you do that on a regular basis, over time it could lighten up. The other thing is, the other rule I would say is, if you have a highly polished soft stone, something like selenite or malachite, if you were to use sea salt as a charging method, or burying it in the earth as a charging method, that highly polished surface could get scratched because it is such a soft stone. So I maybe wouldn't do that. But there are plenty of charging rituals out on the internet. I suggest doing your own research, but first and foremost, when you are doing the research, check in with yourself. How does this information make you feel? Does it feel like, well, I don't really have to do this? Then don't do it. If it feels like, oh, that's a great idea, then do it. Because, just as a reminder, the universe is responding to your energy. You are the point of attraction. So do whatever feels the best to you. There are no rules on whether you have to cleanse, whether you have to charge, whether they have to be put in a box, or if they have to be put on a shelf, or if you can carry them in your pocket, or if they can be best friends. None of that matters as much as how do you feel about it. Okay? Makes sense? I hope so, because that's all I got. And as usual, if you like this video, please give me a follow and interact with all the buttons, and I can promise you inconsistency and randomness, and I love you. Bye.